Hello, and welcome to another episode of Quick and Nerdy. As always, I'm your host, Brandon McCoy, Technical Advisor here at Veeam, supporting our Veeam cloud and service providers located in Atlanta, Georgia, if that matters to you. And today we have a new video. No, we've had a little hiatus in my videos, and I do apologize. I'm back with a vengeance in this Quick and Nerdy series. Today we're going to be talking about the Veeam Service Provider Console version 7 that just came out not too long ago, I believe in February. If you've never set up the Service Provider Console and you don't know what Cloud Connect is, I recommend that you stop this video, go back to the channel and watch Cloud Connect Part 1 and 2. That's going to show you how to set everything up, what the pieces are. We may talk a little bit about it here, but this is really showing you what's new in the console and showing you a little deeper dive into the console. But if you haven't set up Cloud Connect, if you don't know what a Cloud Gateway is, watch Cloud Connect 1 and 2 before you watch this video. All right, so let's talk about what's new. Well, first of all, the console looks completely different. I'm loving it. We're going to show you in a moment all the icons. There's a world map to show you where all your customers are located. Just easier to navigate. Backup and replication, you're now able to push the whole backup and replication package out to a customer's Windows machine. You can also upgrade major versions from 10 to 11, 11 to 12. Veeam Agent for Windows, we now offer self-service restore of files for either the customer or yourself. Veeam Backup for 365, as well as public cloud workloads. Some more integration with SaaS and cloud workloads we're going to get into. And just better reporting, dashboards, things of that nature. Now, just as a little refresher, remember there are 3 components to this. There is the Service Provider Console installed on a Windows machine. You'll need the free Service Provider Console key that comes with your Pulse account. Download that and put it on. You'll need a Cloud Connect server, which is a Veeam backup and replication server with a Cloud Connect license. You can use the same key for the Service Provider Console as you do for Cloud Connect. Once you've got that Cloud Connect functionality unlocked, you'll need to distribute or create a Cloud Gateway. These can all be on the same machine. These can all be on separate machines. It requires a Windows, at least Windows 10, physical or virtual, and those are the components. So if this is not familiar to you, then please go back and watch Cloud Connect 1 and 2, like I mentioned. So I'm not one for slides these days. I like to get right into it. So no Jenna slide today. We're going to jump right into the console. Let's take a look. All right, so here we are in the Service Provider Console version 7. If you've used the console before, you'll notice right away that the overview, the interface looks a lot different. So like I mentioned, it got a makeover. Not only does this just look cooler, like the world map to kind of show you where different companies are and what's going on, it's just easier to navigate. It's easier to train your techs, right? Here's all my Veeam Cloud Connect stuff, right? The Veeam server that runs my Cloud Connect, the Cloud Gateway service that accepts traffic in. If I'm offering Cloud Connect storage, other things. The backup and replication server, it looks like I have some errors there. Let's click on there. This will bring me to my alarm section. I can see what is going on, what alarms are happening. I can click those, resolve them, acknowledge them, and come back to them later. So, just a nicer overview. Speaking of overview, here's some product updates. If I click here, this shows me all my Veeam servers that have some updates available. Now I can click one of these and go to server actions and I can click patch. We've been able to do that for a while. All right, nothing crazy there. But I can now do major upgrades. I can upgrade from 10 to 11 and 11 to 12. If you're on something before version 10, it's been a while. You shouldn't. And it's no longer supported, so it may be a little tougher to upgrade. Probably have to go through support. But we can now push major version releases up. We can also push Veeam backup and replication out. That's right. we can push Veeam backup and replication onto a Windows machine. If I click install backup server. Now I've already got backup and replication installed on all these machines, so of course it's going to yell at me. But just to show you, we can do that now. All right. So those are some of the big things that have come. I think the next thing was the self-service restore in the agent. So if I go to management and I go to backup jobs, let's talk not only about the file self-service restore, but also some of the enhanced management of different job types we can now do in version 7. So here is an agent that is managed by the service provider console, right? I've pushed out the job directly from the console. I've got a restore point here, at least one. So I'm going to click it, I'm going to go to protected data, and I'm going to click the machine, and I'm going to select file level restore portal. Okay. Now keep in mind, this could be your text logging in under the administrator. This could be an MSP who manages a subset of clients that white labels your console, or this could be the customer who's logging in to see their computers and do their own self-service restore, right? So it's kind of cool. So I'm going to select latest restore point. All right, Jeopardy theme music is playing in the background. And okay, here's everything I've backed up. Here's some users. So here's this guy, Brandon. Everybody knows him. Desktop. All right. There we go. So I've only got a few files here. Got an INI file. You never know when you might need that, but I'm going to add that to my restore list. So you can kind of search through what you need and you can create a list. So it's not just like one item, right? I can also search for certain things. I can apply some filters. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. And so I had already added a few things earlier when I messed up this video earlier. This is like take 100, these videos. But now I have all these files and I can restore them directly back to the machine. Keep overwrite just like on an agent, or I can download them locally to the server that I'm on. So a couple cool options there. And we got the browse. You've also got the audit to see like who's been doing restores, because this could be sensitive data. Maybe you want to see, why did somebody download, the CEO's file, things like that. So that's the self-service restore. While we're here on the management column, let's talk about some of the new products we can manage. Now I'm going to skip to the 365 and then I'm going to come back to the cloud databases. So Veeam Backup for 365 version 7. We now are able to create and edit jobs, add organizations. So here's my OneDrive job, right? I can also create a new backup job, select the organization, right? I've got a few different ones here. Decide what I would like to back up, right? Users, groups, sites, personal sites, teams. I can browse, pick specific things. So this is all coming from the 365 backup server itself, right? And, of course, like scheduling when the job's going to run, whatever. And so something to consider, 365, Veeam Backup for 365, rather, is a multi-tenanted product. The problem is, if you add different companies into the one server, companies can't go in there and do their own restore or see their own backups because they would see the other customers' stuff. Now in version 7 of 365 Backup as well as Service Provider Console, you can do this, your techs can do this, reseller MSPs can do this, and customers can come in and do this. Add an organization, create and edit jobs as well as backup copy jobs. So there's that self-service restore that you need. All right. Other things we can do now is we can deploy appliances for the cloud native workloads. Right now, it's Azure and AWS. Hopefully, we'll see Google come soon. I honestly don't see too much of the Veeam backup for Google with the MSP space. You guys holler, leave a comment if you're using any of that. But I can create a backup policy for any Veeam backup for Azure or AWS appliance. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any that I'm managing here right now. But as you can see, we could create a new policy for backing up cloud VMs, cloud databases like Azure SQL, like AWS, RDS, serverless databases, things like that. On the topic of public cloud, let's move on to the plugin library. So configuration, plugin library. I'm going to go down to Veeam backup for public clouds. So as you can see here, I can add an account for Amazon or Azure, right? These are going to be my access key and secret key. If you're familiar with the public cloud, the guest OS, right? This is going to be an account that the appliance uses. Once that is created, I can push an appliance out or I can connect to an existing appliance in AWS and Azure. So for AWS, boom, look at that. From my Cloud Connect server, I'm going to deploy a new appliance or connect to an existing one. Once I do that, not only can I see the jobs, I can create policies, and maybe one of the more important things is I can consume the licensing. So on that topic, let's talk about licensing for a minute because I know it can be confusing. Now, Veeam Backup for Azure, Veeam Backup for AWS, and Veeam Backup for Google are appliances that run in their respective cloud. Now, if you just have the appliance by itself, then you have to buy the licenses through the marketplace, like the Azure Marketplace, the AWS Marketplace. If you would like to use your rental licenses, you have to do one of two things. You have to have a Veeam backup and replication server that is managing these workloads, and there's some pros and cons for that. I'll probably make a separate video that goes into depth there. But maybe you don't want that Veeam server. Well, hopefully you're already using the service provider console, so it shouldn't be an extra server you got to spin up. I mean, guys and girls, if you're not using the service provider console today, you really need to get it installed. Free product, right? Single pane of glass. Continues to be innovated. But I digress. The service provider console and the Cloud Connect server that is connected to it now allows you to consume rental licenses for public cloud workloads. That means you can up your point consumption. That means the service provider sales reps get paid and everybody's happy. So on that, I'm going to go into the Pulse plugin and I'm going to go to license keys. Now, I believe I mentioned this in the last video, but just in case I didn't, the service provider console can manage standalone agents. And so if I were to download an agent key for however many server and workstation backups I wanted to control from the console, I would enter those and I would put that key on the service provider console. Now, in version 7 of the console and in Pulse, you'll notice that Veeam Cloud Connect has added or been modified. The license now says Veeam Cloud Connect and Public Cloud. What that means is I can come in here and not only can I receive Cloud Connect backups, receive Cloud Connect replicas, I can also do public cloud VMs. Maybe the customer has 20 Azure virtual machines. They've also got 2 Azure file shares, and they've got 1 Azure SQL managed or unmanaged instance. I can put this key on my Cloud Connect server, and whenever the service provider console creates a policy, it will consume your rental license for that public cloud workload. This is the way to go when managing your public cloud workloads. So I think that's it. Very high level. Just to recap, we've got a brand new makeover to the console. It looks nicer, it's easier to navigate. We can push out backup and replication to a machine. We can upgrade major product versions. We can do file level recovery of Windows agents to the machine or download. Um, we can manage and add 365 organizations, as well as Veeam backup for Azure and AWS, deploy a new appliance, consume rental licenses, control the job. The reporting, I guess we didn't really touch on that. So, real quick to wrap it up, RPO and SLA, this is something new that's been added to kind of get an idea of what you're backing up and making sure you're not missing any service level agreements. And I'll end with the reports and show you. So like here is a 365 report. Now these reports have been available for some time in previous versions, but now we also have reports for public cloud workloads and 365. Here is one specifically for SharePoint sites. And if I open up this PDF, so companies by SLA 1, companies that meet target SLA 1, sites by SLA. So these are the individual SharePoint sites. Now the company itself, I've given myself a 90% SLA. Why I would not want to be at 100, I don't know, but you can give yourself some grace, I guess. So I've met my SLA overall, but at the individual sites, I have one site that is a breach of my target SLA. If I scroll down, we can see that 26 of 27 compliant sites. This is the problem child, House Targaryen. Shout out to House of Dragon. Can't wait for season 2. Tell me what you guys think in the chats below. But this is telling me that I only had 10 of 12 successful sessions of an SLA of 83%, but everything else was successful. So these reports can be emailed to your clients automatically. And so those are just some new reports. We've also got this trend of your infrastructure. You know, my alarms went way down. Maybe I hired somebody better or gave them some training. Or maybe they got some training at Veeam On. Hope to see you there if you're listening to this before May 22nd, 2023. Backup services. So anyway, the quick and nerdy series, it's getting a little more nerdy, a little less quick these days. So try to wrap this up here. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Again, make sure you like and subscribe and check out some of the other videos. We'll continue to add more as they come. And until next time, thank you so much, and we'll see you later.